Good morning, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Love seeing new faces. I don't know if there's any faces that have never, there are some faces that have never been here before. So welcome to you. Welcome to all the new and old friends. Welcome to travelers from all over the place, and welcome to the world on this Shmini Atzeret, this 8th day festival and the Shabbat. Let's celebrate a little bit. And with all this life in here, I'm expecting to feel life up here. Like, I want the room to feel alive, okay? We're gonna sing songs about the nations and celebrating, and about the mountains and cool things like that. Nations will be flowing to Zion when they see the house of the Lord, running to his peaceful kingdom, shouting they lay down their sword. Come, let's go up to the mountain, come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Come, let's go up to the mountain, come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. You know this song? This is Paul Wilbur. This is classic stuff. And it's all in English, which means once you get the tune in this second verse I'm about to sing, you can sing the whole thing with me. You ready? And by the way, the chorus says these really difficult words. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the mountain. I think you can do it. Ready? Second verse. Wash us with the spirit of burning. Let your beautiful fruit shine forth, that everyone who's left in Zion will be called holy forevermore. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Rise and shake the earth so mightily, send your glory all across the land. That everything that's proud and lofty will bow down before the Son of Man. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Over all the glory, there will be a covering, a cloud of smoke all through the night, the flaming fire all through the night, tabernacle for the shade, shelter from the pouring rain. When the Lord has washed away guilt from the daughters of Zion. Shake the earth so mightily, send your glory all across the land. Everything that's proud and lofty will bow down before the Son of Man. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. Come, let's go up to the mountain. Come, let's go up to the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain, he will teach us his ways. let's do one you know for sure. But definitely go back and listen to that Paul Wilbur song. It's incredible. It's a nice little solo in the middle of it. Okay, that was in the wrong key, but that's what it does.
Sounds kind of Scottish.
It is. We have a guy wearing a kilt, so I had to play some Scottish for you. How about in the language we know? Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Venismicha, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Venismicha, Hava, Neranina, Hava, Neranina, Hava, Neranina, Venismicha. Havan Randina, Havan Randina, Havan Randina, Venismicha. Achim, lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, urachim, lev sameach. Van nagilaha, van nagilaha, van nagila venismecha. Van nagilaha, van nagilaha, van nagila venismecha. Havan ranina, havan ranina, havan ranina venismecha. Havan ranina, havan ranina venismecha. Lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, 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 lev sameach. Van nagilaha, van nagilaha, van nagila venismecha. Havan ranina, havan ranina, havan ranina venismecha. Havan ranina, havan ranina, havan ranina venismecha. One more. Urachim, lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, lev sameach, urachim, urachim, lev sameach. Van nagilaha, van nagilaha, van nagila venismecha. Van nagilaha, van nagilaha, van nagila venismecha. Havan ranina, havan ranina venismecha. Havan ranina, havan ranina venismecha. Very good. That felt alive. All right, we have to play this song every year at the conclusion of Sukkot. Would you do me a favor and grab me that thing of water before We've already called the paramedics once this week. Right, Dave? Nothing like a little ice cold water to warm up your vocal cords just before you sing a song way out of your key. This is a song by the good Messianic Jewish artist Stephen Curtis Chapman. But by the end of the day, you'll understand why we're going to play it, okay? it's one you can stand up for, but I like it when you stand up, but it's totally up to you, whatever you want to do, okay? I want to build a house up on this mountain, way up high, where the peaceful waters flow, to quench my thirsty soul, up on the mountain. I can see for miles upon this mountain. Trouble seems so small they almost disappear. Lord, I love it here, up on the mountain. My faith is strengthened by all that I see. You make it easy for me to believe, up on the mountain. Oh, up on the mountain. I would love to live upon this mountain, keep the pain of living life so far away, but I know I can't stay up on the mountain. I said I'd go, Lord, wherever you lead, and where you are is where I most want to be, and I can say we're headed for the valley. Yes, we are. My faith is strengthened by all that I see. So Lord, help me remember what you show me up on the mountain. Yeah, you bring me up here on the mountain for me to rest and learn and grow. I see the truth up on the mountain, and I carry it to the world far below. So as I go down to the valley, knowing that you will go with me, this is my prayer, Lord, help me to remember what you show me upon the mountain. Cherish these times up on the mountain, but I can't leave this place because I know someday you'll take me home to live forever up on the mountain. Oh, up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up high where the peaceful waters flow, up on the mountain. You didn't know Stephen wrote a Sukkot song, did you? But he did. They just don't know, but they will. I'm playing songs you may not know, but we're playing songs you may not know, but there's a purpose in them. presence is all I'm longing for, here in the secret place. Your nearness is all I'm waiting for, here in the quiet place, here in the secret place. My soul waits for you alone. It's like the watchmen wait for dawn. Here I finally found the place where we'll meet, Lord, face to face. Finally found where I belong. Finally found where I belong. Your presence, I finally found where I belong. Just to be with you, to be with you. Finally found where I belong, yeah. Finally found where I belong. In your presence, I finally found where I belong. Just to be with you. Your presence is all I'm longing for, here in the secret place. Your nearness is all I'm waiting for, here in the quiet place, here in the secret place. My soul waits for you alone. It's like the watchmen wait for dawn. Here I finally found a place where we'll meet, Lord, face to face. Finally found where I belong. I finally found where I belong. In your presence, I finally found where I belong. Just to be with you, to be with you. Finally found where I belong, yeah. Finally found where I belong. In your presence, I finally found where I belong. Just to be with you, to be with you. Finally found where I belong, yeah. Finally found where I belong. In your presence, I finally found where I belong. Just to be with you, to be with you. Finally found where I belong, yeah. Finally found where I belong. In your presence, I finally found where I belong. Just to be with you, yeah. 'Cause I am my beloved's and he is mine. Coming to your garden to take delight in me. Take delight in me. 'Cause I am my beloved's and he is mine. Coming to your garden to take delight in me. Take delight in me. I am my beloved's and he is mine. Coming to your garden to take delight in me. Take delight in me. God, I find my rest. Here in your presence, God. Here in your presence, God, I find my rest. Here in your presence, God. Finally found where I belong. Finally found where I belong. be with you, to be with you. Finally found where I belong, yeah. I finally found where I belong. Finally found where I belong. It's to be with you. Winter is past. Winter is past, and the springtime has come. Dance with me, oh lover of my soul, to the song of all songs. Oh, Sing the song of all songs. Let's stand together, friends. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la. Borechu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Leolam vaed, Leolam, 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 That's the way it should sound every week. It does. You're just in your living rooms. Just need to mic you all up, right? Let's sing the Shema together. You could be seated if you'd like, and then I'll have you stand up again. You can be seated. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Blessed is the name of his glorious King. Blessed is his name for all eternity. Blessed is the name of his glorious King for all eternity. For all eternity. Yeshua, he is my Messiah. He is Lord of all. Yeshua, he is my Messiah. He is Lord of all. He is Lord of all. He is Lord of all. Yeah. Now you may stand. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Oh, open my lips. Open my lips. Open my lips. Open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Declare your praise. Declare your praise. Declare your praise. Adonai is for time. Ooh,
So on Shmini Atzeret, we just prayed for rain, right? We made it 7 days through Sukkot with no rain. The sun went down on all the campers, and it started raining last night. So this is a day where and it sounds odd in our culture that we would pray for rain. Like, isn't what they do when they're, jumping around a campfire and doing weird things and like praying up to the gods? Let me tell you something. If it doesn't rain, you'll be praying. We are so secluded from what it takes to provide sustenance on the earth. Farmers still need rain. Droughts are real. All of these things happen. And so for millennia, Judaism has been praying for rain. It's a part of the harvest. It's a part of this day. So I'm not going to do the whole prayer for rain. We already did that. Next year you'll have to be here for the early service if you want to do that. But there are a couple of just additional things for this holiday of Shmini Atzeret that I want to add. But one of them, which is important to know, when we say the second blessing, and we say, the Lord who provides the dew, right? Morid hatal, we say. That prayer changes today because now we're no longer praying for dew. We're praying for full-on rain and wind and things that are good for the crops. So, let me find this real quick. All right. How do we start? Did we already say? This is the God who provides, the faithful God through all the generations. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Chanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot, V'Migoel Livnei B'neihem L'man Shemo, V'Achava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham. Darren, do we have the correct lyric, or the correct line? So for this new part we're adding, you say, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, or geshem, it depends. But here we go. Ta gibor le'olam Adonai, v'chayei metim ata v'rach Hoshia, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, v'chakel chayim dechesed, Mechayei meitim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech holim, umatir asurim, umkayehem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umidom melech memit umchayei, umasmiach Yeshua, b'nei manatah lechachayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hametim. Amen. That is in thanks to the God who is faithful to raise the dead, the same God who is seated above the heavens. We join in the angelic hosts chorus of Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We'll sing this sort of not exactly what we sing today, but it's still a nice thing. How's it start, Lance? Mimkom Chamakeinu Tofia V'tzim Loch Aleinu Ki Mechakim Anachnu Lach Ay, 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 Matai Timlo Betzion.
תתגדל ותתקדש, בתוך ירושלים עירך, לדור ועדור, ונצח נצחים, איי איי איי, בינינו תיראנה מלכותך, כדבר האמור בשירי עוזך, על ידי דוד משיח צדקך.
Thanks be to the God who gave us this double day of feast and rest, Shabbat and Shmini Atzeret. You lovingly gave us, O Lord our God, Sabbaths for rest, appointed times for gladness, festivals and seasons for rejoicing. You gave us this Sabbath day and this day of the festival of Shmini Atzeret, the season of our joy, a holy convocation as a remembrance of the Exodus from Egypt. On the 8th day you shall have an assembly. Do not perform any act of labor. Offer an offering, a fire offering, a pleasing fragrance for the Lord. A bull, a ram, 7 unblemished lambs. Their grain and drink offerings are as follows, and it goes through those, our God and God of our fathers. Find favor in our rest. Compassionate one, have compassion on us, good and kind one. Be accessible to us, return to us in your plentiful compassion. Account of the patriarchs who carried out your will. Build your house as it was originally. Establish your temple on its foundation. Show us its rebuilding and gladden us by repairing it. Let us hear, O Lord our God, the blessing of your appointed times for life and peace, for gladness and joy, just as you have shown favor and promised to bless us. Blessed are you, O Lord, who sanctifies the Sabbath, Israel, and the seasons. God restoring his presence to Zion. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato leTzion. The God who is worthy of all thanksgiving, whose name is good. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulchanei lehodor. To the God who grants us peace. Baruch atah Adonai Avarech et amo Yisrael Bashalom. We conclude with the instruction of our Messiah, our Master Yeshua, who taught his disciples this prayer. Avinu Shabbat Shamayim.
Avinu Shabbat Shamayim. יתקדש שמך, תבוא מלכותך, יעשה רצונך, כאשר בשמיים גם בארץ, אלמנו למחר, תן לנו היום, ומחל לנו על חובותינו, כאשר גם אנחנו לחיינו, יל תביאנו לידי ניסיון, אם תצילנו מן הרע, כי לך הממלכה והגבורה והתפארת לעולמי עולמים, אמן. For the sake of our Master Yeshua, in his merit and his virtue, may the sayings of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be favorable, be favorable. Yeshua, Hu HaMashiach, Hu Adon HaKol. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, the King of the universe, who has given us the way of salvation in Messiah Yeshua. Amen. You may be seated. And to that we say Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach one more time in this month of Tishrei. Well, actually, we'll say it again tonight because we're celebrating Simchat Torah tonight at the synagogue. So we're really just getting started, okay? You can give your offerings there. You can give your offerings in the back. There is a box back there which allows you to do that. And a festival is always a good time to start your giving and to keep it going, and we're appreciative of it. Shabbat Shalom, my friends. So nice to see a packed house. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Hold up, Dave. Come on up, but hold up. I should have said it before. The song we just sang, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. They are under attack on a holiday. The people of Israel live. May God be the protection over them. I have friends sending their sons to the border of Gaza. It's a feeling that we cannot, of course we can as parents of soldiers, but we need to be in strong and consistent prayer. I talked to Boaz this morning in Israel, in Jerusalem. They had been in their bomb shelter most of the day to that point. Gunfire in the streets of Jerusalem. So this is a big, very serious thing. I talked to Paul, whose sister has lived there for 15 years. Never been anything like this, she said. Driving through the streets of Sderot, Hamas, in vehicles with guns, 5,000 rockets. I say this after we sang this song, so as not to diminish the joy of Shabbat, and yet we must remember what is happening there. And you must also remember that the stories you will hear on TV and read in the newspaper will not reflect the truth of what is happening. There may be some truth, I don't know everything, but they will paint Israel as an enemy. We must stand strong with her.
Amen.
Okay? Am Yisrael Chai.
Shabbat Shalom. Good morning. It is such an honor and a privilege to stand before y'all today. We here at Shalom Macon just thank y'all all for making the pilgrimage here this week to celebrate Sukkot. And it has truly been our honor to have y'all here. And we thank y'all online for joining us. We would like to thank Teresa and Ron Kraut from Teak, Wisconsin, Michael Williams from Lake Station, Indiana, Tasha and Willow Childs from Oliver Springs, Tennessee, Vicki West from Vermont, and we have people from all over the world: Mexico, UK, Wales, India, Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Dakota, and all other corners joining us today. And we thank y'all so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And now just a couple of quick announcements. If you have parents, if you have not signed your kids in for Shabbat school on the thing in the back, please do that before your kids go to class so that you can get your kids back after Shabbat school. If we have to return them to you, we will give them a puppy and a Red Bull. So, oh, goodness. And don't forget, tonight, 7:30, Simchat Torah. Come join us. It will be a joyous event. And then Torah Club and Kids Hebrew will start back next Saturday. And guys, Torah on Tap will be next Saturday night at 7 p.m. here and online. So please make arrangements to join us. All right, that's all the announcements. Yes. Rabbi has allowed me to have a few minutes, so an hour we will go. For those of you who do not know, I had a cardiac event here in the parking lot last Monday night at 6:30, and the ambulances had to come. I had a minor heart attack, according to the doctors. According to me, it was pretty darn major. And I would just like to thank the way this community came together to help me, to support me, and to really be a community in action. I went in the hospital Monday night, had 2 stents put in Tuesday morning, had a 95 and a 75% blockage. And there's a couple things that stand out to me on Monday and Tuesday. As they were getting ready to put me in the ambulance, Don Miller puts his hand on my leg and says, "Are you going to make the movie tonight? Are you going to be back in time for the movie?" So and then as the doctor was putting the first stent in, he said, "Congratulations, Mr. Hazen, on your first day of not smoking anymore." So, hallelujah. So, there was several, I can't remember who all was here in the parking lot, but I just want to thank y'all for all the assistance that y'all gave me. I know Wes was there, Jeremy, Don, Deshaun Wolds, Wes, Ross. I freaked Ross out, and then I apologize to you, Ross. But then I got out Wednesday afternoon, and we come up here and got my truck, and there was sitting in the refrigerator 80 pounds of briskets that needed to be took care of. And I can't lift anything for a few more days. And this community of guys came together to my house. I showed them how to trim the briskets, and we got them ready. And then Thursday, we smoked them. It was an all-day event. And Friday, we chopped them up and got them ready for y'all to scarf down your throats last night. But this has truly been a community in action, and nothing against our folks here, but a lot of the guys that came to assist with that were our out-of-town community. So God took this event to just draw our community together. And I am just in amazement of it. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. And all of you online for all your prayers and concerns that you have sent me. I really appreciate it. And now there's a prayer that you're supposed to say after a tragic event. I'm going to try and do it justice. Recovery. Okay. Darren, have you got that slide? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam ha'gamel lakai vim tavot shi'e gamali kol tov. I think I did it close. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the world, who rewards the understanding with goodness and has rewarded me with goodness. And that's y'all's line to say.
May he who rewarded you with all goodness reward you with all goodness forever.
Shabbat Shalom. I love you guys, and thank y'all so much.
Don't go anywhere. What did your doctor say when he put the first stent in?
Congratulations on your first day of not smoking anymore.
He lied to you.
No?
The next day you smoked.
Yeah, briskets. They were hard to stay lit.
It's funny. It's funny how God can get people's attention instantly. I've been chiding that man for some time about smoking cigarettes, driving him, bugging him, nudging him, we say in Hebrew. All God had to do was that little thing in the parking lot, and all of a sudden he fixed it. God is good at his job, many of them. I want to take a quick opportunity to ask my daughter-in-law to come up also. Speaking of, this is, thank God, not Israel, and I'm not sending her to the border of Gaza, but she is about to become a special agent as part of the DOT working with the FBI in trafficking and land, air, and sea variety of things, and she's about to go to boot camp for 3 months. And so we're asking for prayers for, this is Savannah. I call her Shoshana. So I ask that you would pray for my daughter as she is doing the boot camp. She'll rock that. Then she has to get out and do the thing in the real world. So would you please lift her up? So now my son's a deputy sheriff, or a deputy. He's a corporal. My son just got promoted to corporal in the police department. So he carries guns and looks for bad people, and then she decided she would do the same thing. You think Kelly and I are super happy? We are proud of you. Thank you. All right, kids. Let's go to Shabbat school. We're gonna have a big haul. Yisimcha Elohim ki Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May the Lord make you like Ephraim and Menashe. May he make you strong. May he bless you immeasurably. May he protect you. Yes. Yisamech Elohim ke Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May the Lord make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. I thank you, Father, for the honor of being able to do that every week, to be a part of these kids' lives, to be a part of this community, where all of these kids love being here, where God is and where community is and where they learn to be disciples. So I ask that you would continue to protect them all, lift them up, strengthen them, and make them mighty in the Lord. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. All right, you can walk to your parents and they'll help you get to class. I like to start with questions, so I want to ask this question of the community. How many of you have had the pleasure of studying some of the legal writings on the appropriate dimensions of the baptismal in the Baptist Church? Has anybody had the pleasure of digging into that? You know, the length, the width of the baptismal, the height, what material, how much water should be in the baptismal? Who has studied these things?
And the artwork behind it.
What?
And the artwork behind it.
Artwork behind it. All right. So you haven't done the baptismal. How about the Episcopal Church legal writings and conversations about the height of the steeple and how high the cross must extend above the top of the steeple, how wide the arms of the cross can be, what material the cross must be made of? Who has studied it? What do you guys do with your time?
Not that.
I mean, man, seriously, I expected like a pretty. Oh, I know why you haven't done it. I know why. Because I don't think it exists. There's no such set of writings. Until you showed up in Judaism and came to the synagogue and started learning about things like how high can the walls of your sukkah actually be? See, we do those things and have been doing them for a long, long time. We're still doing them. Talking about, how low is too low? How low can you go? How high? What must the roof be constructed of? How small of a sukkah is too small? Judaism is unique in this area. And let me just give you an example to really, I want to set the excitement tone in here for you guys. This is from Mishnah. This is way back. This is material that was certainly not written down, but I can't say certainly, very likely existent and being discussed during the days of a Messiah and before. Mishnah, there's a tractate that's called Sukkah. And here's how it starts. A sukkah, i.e. its roofing, which is the main and most crucial element of the mitzvah, a sukkah with a roof that is more than 20 cubits high is unfit. What do you think? Exciting, right? Who knows how high 20 cubits is? Roughly, it could be 30, 40 feet, something. 40-foot sukkah walls, that's too high. Don't do that. And then the question is asked when you get to the Talmud. It says, but from where do we derive these matters? How do we know these things? And then it gets really good. Because now you get 3 rabbis weighing in, Rabbah, Rava, and one more. And here's what they say. How do we know this? Well, Rabbah says it's derived as the verse states, so that your future generations will know that I caused the children of Israel to reside in Sukkot when I took them out of Egypt. Do you understand how he derived that from that? So that your children will know, here's the deal, what he says. If the walls are 40 feet tall, when you look around, you feel like you're inside a building. Your eyes may never make it all the way up to 40 feet. To see the roof, which is the most important part, you can't do that. Actually, you can. Someone comes back and tells him why he's wrong, and he says that. Okay? But that's one opinion. Then, that was Rabbah, Rabbah, then Rava comes along and says, no. In Sukkot shall you reside 7 days. For 7 days emerge from the permanent residence in which you reside, and then reside in a temporary residence called a sukkah. Do you understand how he derived that conclusion, that you can't have 40-foot walls from that? If you're building a structure with 40-foot walls, that can't be considered temporary, because you have to build permanent foundational structures to support walls that are that high. That's his justification. Makes sense, right? It's a good one. No. That's not it. Rabbi Zerah comes along and he says this, and this is my favorite. And there shall be a sukkah for shade in the daytime from the heat, and for refuge and cover from storm and rain. Do you understand it? If you understand it, come up and give the explanation. Here's the problem. The roof of the sukkah is the most important part. It's the mitzvah. If you have 30 or 40-foot walls surrounding you in a sukkah, guess where the shade is coming from? The walls, not the roof. Therefore, the sukkah is unfit. Shabbat Shalom. Let's stand up. Oh, sometimes I wish. Listen. Who would want to study that? I mean, we can keep going because there are counter arguments. The guys are questioned on their opinion and they say, oh, well, no, but that not. And it's incredible. Wouldn't you love to study that for hours upon hours? Some of you would because you're weird. No, this is just, it's what we do. We study these things, but listen, here's the thing that I want you to take away from this. Judaism is unique. It's funny. It's even weird. We talked about it last week, the 4 species that represent your body, and waving your palm fronds and your etrog heart, and people walking in and saying, what are they doing in here? We do funny things. But in this uniqueness is a beautiful way of seeing life. In the commandments of God, the festivals, their observances, these kinds of things, and the little things like those 3 points, the little things that seem minuscule in importance, can actually teach you lessons about your life and living the best version of it. And I want to show you that today. But each of those rabbis based their opinion on what? Where did they derive these opinions? From a verse of Scripture. They read the Bible. They thought through it. And here's what they thought. How do we make sure that God is pleased as we celebrate Sukkot and that man is experiencing the full joy of the festival? How do we do that? We talk about it and we write it down and we discuss it and we make rules to make sure. And interestingly and amazingly, from all these rules, you derive cool and beautiful things. So weird, so awesome. And I'll share that with you today. But speaking of today, it's another sort of odd holiday. It's called, as I've mentioned several times, Shmini Atzeret, the 8th day, the retention day. We stay behind one more day. It's Sukkot. No, it's not Sukkot. It's the 8th day, but it's not Sukkot. And we can go and be in the sukkah, but we don't say any Sukkot blessings. And it's sort of an odd thing, but guess what? It's in the Bible. And God said, do it, and he thinks it's a great thing to do. I'll tell you a little bit about why. I've taught on that before, but I want to piece some things together, as weird as arguments over about your sukkah walls, and send you out of here with a fantastic, amazing, awesome year of life ahead of you. But forewarning, you ready? This is not deep teaching. And I know we have the extended Shalom Macon family here, and I should have spent hours upon hours finding some never before revealed mystery of God that would have you leave in awe, crawling out of the door under the glory of God that fell in the room. But I didn't do that. I'm just going to give you something that makes you feel good, because Andy Stanley and Joel Osteen and I are good friends. I'm just kidding. I am in no place to judge either of those people. I just use them as a joke. God, if that was out of sorts, please forgive me. But ultimately, here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that you're not building the walls of the sukkah of your life too high. Okay? And that's actually the point. That's the point. To miss the message. And so this will be my own addition to the Talmudic discussion of the walls. Judaism is about law. Halacha is the word, holech, to walk it out. We have these laws. We write these things down. Go in the library and read the Talmud. You'll be here for 6 weeks. We'd love it. You can sleep in there. The Talmud is huge. It's filled with laws and stories and incredible things. But Judaism is also about tradition and remembrance and memorial and experience and action. And so that thing that's still standing out there on the 8th day, the sukkah, when you literally dwell in the thing, you're going to have shade from above. You're going to do it like your ancestors did. And in that process, that action, so that you properly get the most out of it, you're going to learn and grow, and even if it's not something you're used to doing, you're going to do it. That's a Jewish perspective. I read this quote: people are at their best, mentally tougher and spiritually sounder, after experiencing many of the same discomforts our early ancestors were exposed to every day. People are at their best. They're mentally tougher, spiritually sounder after experiencing many of the same discomforts our early ancestors were exposed to every day. Michael Easter said that. That quote for Michael is likely talking about cavemen and primitive societies and, hunter-gatherers and hunters, people who didn't have electric cars and iPhones. He's talking about them as the ancestors. But it's a true statement. We learn from those who have come before us. You're supposed to. That's the way the system works. That's why you stand in the presence of someone with gray hair, the Torah says, because they represent wisdom. You should be learning from them. And for us, we have a whole book, several books, that are filled with lessons from the teachers who have gone before us, right? We're supposed to learn lessons from them. Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Joshua, Moses, the children of Israel, the prophets, the good kings, the bad kings, the disciples, Yeshua. It's a long list. But the Bible teaches us lessons through their stories, and it also teaches us very important lessons through trials and tribulations that they go through. Families. Is every family in the Bible completely healthy? Not even close. Marriages, not even close. Relationships, not even close. raising kids, not even close, living in a community. No, it's filled with lessons about how to do life better. Building a community, loving God, even when it's not going the way we want it to be. And you know what you do with those lessons? You become mentally tougher and spiritually sounder. That's what you're supposed to do. Our life is full of trials, and I discuss it so many times. I'm not taking you down another one of those messages, but just let me say this. Every trial you have is not from the devil. A lot of them are from God so that you will learn and grow. That's the truth of it. It's actually part of Sukkot. Discomfort, uncertainty. And yes, I do know that Sukkot is over. I'll bring you around. Stick with me, okay? So that your future generations will know that I caused the children of Israel to reside in Sukkot when I took them out of the land of Egypt. What does that mean? That means so that they will know that as a shelter in the wilderness, they were exposed and vulnerable in these shanties, but I was their cover. That's what it means. The roof. It's a tricky Hebrew word to say. Schach. Yeah, practice that one while you're reading the entire Talmud. But listen, so we build them, we eat in them, some of us live in them. My wife's from Miami, Florida. I can't get her to sleep in the sukkah. She's a city girl. But we do things in there, right? So that we know these things, that's what they did. But the human tendency is, do we embrace trial? Do we say, yes, I love discomfort? No, of course we don't do that. We shy away from discomfort or hardship, and I'll phrase it this way. You ready for it? Tie in. We build high walls. We build high walls to go it alone, to be our own protection and shade. And that's the rabbi's message above. The shade in your sukkah is from above, not the efforts that you put up and try to take his place. And we do it out of a fear sometimes of discomfort. We construct a life that we feel no one can break into because I'm protected. I've done everything I can do. Look at these 40-foot walls. I did it my way. No thanks, God. Don't need your cover. And here's the lesson. You ready for it? I said this wasn't deep, but here comes the deep part. You ready? Do that. It'll never work. It will not work. That is at least one of the many messages we get from the holiday we just celebrated. Let God be the covering. God's got it. Okay? We experienced something during the holidays. I hope you did. I heard many, many great reports this year from the holidays. Yom Kippur, we started at the Repentance Road and we walked it. We went up the mountain and we were up there for the high holidays, right? People had emotional experiences, proper emotional experiences where they changed and new things emerged in their lives and new patterns and ways to walk. It was super powerful. The mountaintop of the high holidays. We did that. And then Sukkot. And you know what Sukkot is? Down the mountain. And I love it. I love it. I love down the mountain. Back into the world. Okay? You had this fun, great experience up here. We did it. High holidays, Yom Kippur, we broke the fast. And then down. But not so fast. Stop right down here. Build this funny looking thing with a crazy roof on it and hang out there for 7 days. It's called the embrace of Hashem, the sukkah. We're going to simple shanty, and here's the application. In a sense, what the sages are saying to you is make sure that your sukkah is not too comfortable, not too permanent, not too planned out. It's supposed to be temporary. It's supposed to be makeshift. To derive the proper benefit, make sure of one thing. Make sure that your covering is there and it's done properly. That's the mitzvah, one of many. You don't have the opportunity to build these 40-foot walls, but to look up and know that God's got it. And maybe, you know what, I'm not on the mountaintop anymore. I'm certainly more exposed out here to the world's trials, but God's got it. And even when you see through the holy roof, W-H-O-L-L-Y. You get it? Holy, not that. The other holy. The roof has like sort of holes in it. On purpose. For what reason? You need to be able to see the sky. You need to be able to see God's incredible creation above you in the sukkah, in this place of temporary dwelling. You need to be able to see up and see out. And what's so interesting about that is, that's sort of the way I see God in my life, and maybe you do in yours. It is, that roof doesn't even keep the rain out. You know it? But God doesn't shield us from all discomfort and adversity. That's not the way that works. But I look up and I see the world through God. Through the lens of God, like the roof of the sukkah. And when I see that in this unique roof. Down here we have challenges, rain, storms, but I look up, I see the beauty of the world through Him. He's the roof over my head, divine protection, not constructed walls, the things I've built around me. That all diminishes the ability to just look up and see. And that lesson of discomfort, I don't have everything I want, you don't either. But you build these relatively short walls around you. They must be. People try desperately to protect themselves, as I said, from every adversity, to build these high walls, to dwell in the sukkah of their life with 40-foot walls. No injury, no hurt, no discomfort, to do it themselves, build a permanent structure, and guess what I already told you? You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't be protected from every bad thing that happens in the world. But I agree with Michael Esther. We get tougher, mentally tougher, spiritually sounder after experiencing some of the same discomforts our early ancestors were exposed to. Our biblical heroes were exposed to many, many trials and temptations and problems and holy roofs and no water in the desert and a cross. Those biblical heroes didn't try to do it themselves, even Yeshua. God is your protection, not your 20 cubit walls. So here's the thing. Sukkot is over. It's time to leave the sukkah. It's time to leave. But here's something really cool that I love. Remember Shabbat Shuvah? You know what Shabbat Shuvah is? That was the Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, right? And we read Hosea 14. And it's called Shabbat Shuvah because Shuvah means to return. And Hosea 14 says, "Return, O Israel, to the Lord your God, for you've stumbled because of your wrongdoing. Take words with you. Return to the Lord and say to Him, take away all guilt. Receive us graciously, so that we may present the fruit of our lips." And that's what we did. From Elul to Rosh Hashanah to Shabbat Shuvah to Yom Kippur, that's what we did. We did the confession. We did all that. We changed. We got better. We returned. He received us graciously. But I love how Hosea 14 ends. It starts with, "Return to me." And then he says, "I will heal their apostasy. I will love them freely because my anger has turned away from them. I'll be like dew to Israel, blossom to the lily, like the lily. He will take root like the cedars of Lebanon. His shoots will sprout. Majesty will be like the olive tree. His fragrance like the cedars of Lebanon. Those who live in his shadow," is how Hosea ends. "Return to me. I've given you a blessing. Dwell in my shadow, and you will be blessed." It's beautiful. But you see, you got to appreciate the shadow. You got to appreciate the shade of the sukkah, and you got to know it's going out with you. That prophecy is to Israel, but it's beautiful for us. We thrive not in the shelter of our created walls or their shade, but the shade above us. Psalm 17, 26, 57, 63, 91, 121 all talk about the shade and shelter of the Most High God. It's a thing. They really mean it.
Dwell in the shelter and shade of the Most High God. The roof matters. It's the shade. It's the same shade that guarded our ancestors, our heroes, in their struggles. And that's the message we're taking forward. We've done that. We've done that. We dwelled in the shade. We celebrated Sukkot. Now we got to move further down the mountain because you can't stay on the mountain of the holidays, so we moved to Sukkot. Who enjoyed Sukkot? Excellent. Bad news, it's over. Got to go further down now. Got to step out of the embrace of God, but not so fast. Got this 8th day thing I want to do with you. Not me, him. Just one more hangout, one more transition from the mountain. High holidays, Sukkah, Shmini Atzeret, on the cusp of going fully back out into the world. But I want you to stay behind with me for one more day. Dwell with intensity in the shade and shadow of your God. That's Shmini Atzeret. That's what we do. It's beautiful if you see it. You got to put it in the big picture. And you know, you'll go out and you'll get busy again. But there's one last final step. High holidays, Sukkot, Shmini Atzeret, and tonight, or tomorrow, depending on your custom, what do? We re-roll it. We roll it back, we start over, and what do? We learn again from our ancestors, from a fresh and breathing book that will teach you new things in the upcoming year about how to best dwell in the shade and shelter of the Most High God. What do we celebrate tonight? Well, first of all, we do something really weird again. We're going to take all the scrolls out. We're going to dance and sing and wave flags and probably have some intoxicating liquor. That's a thing that happens at Simchat Torah. If it offends you, don't worry about it. It's a thing. But that's really weird, isn't it? What are we celebrating? We take these out, we run around. Hey, God gave us a book that gives us commandments to tell us things to do. Yeah. Yeah. No. We're celebrating that God's got it. Always had it. Taught it to our ancestors. We learn it. And God willing, we teach it to our descendants. That's the journey. And it's time to go. God's got it. He's the shelter and shade. I play that Stephen Curtis song because I love what it says. It's the perfect thing. You bring me up here on the mountain for me to rest and learn and grow. I see the truth up on the mountain and I carry it to the world far below. So as I go down to the valley, knowing that you'll go with me, this is my prayer, Lord. Help me to remember what you've shown me up on the mountain. It's awesome. He finishes up with this last verse. I cherish these times on the mountain, but I can leave this place because I know someday you'll take me home to live forever up on the mountain. Now that part, if he's talking about the Messianic age, that's true. That's true. It's sort of true. If Stephen's seeing it from that way, because how do we know that we're going to live forever on the mountain? Isaiah 2, it will come about that in the last days the mountain of the house of the Lord will be established as the chief of the mountains and will be raised above the hills, and all the nations will stream to it. And many people will come and say, come, let's go up to the mountain of the Lord. Come, let's go up to the mountain. I told you there was a purpose. To the house, to the God of Jacob, so that he may teach us his ways. His ways. That we may walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the Torah. That's what we're celebrating tonight when we get to Simchat Torah. But until that time, we have our holidays. We have our festivals, we have our remembrances, our memorials, we have our Sukkot, high holidays, Shmini Atzeret, 21 days a year on the mountain. 22 maybe. From the beginning of Rosh Hashanah till Simchat Torah. And I hope that there are many more mountaintop experiences for you this year. I hope your life is filled with them. But you know what? That's also not usually how life goes, is it? This is more an appropriate life curve, right? April Townsley made me a beautiful piece of custom art, and it has mountains on it. And that's what they do. They go like this. It's the graph of life. You know what it says underneath it? Every descent is for the sake of a future ascent. Okay, so we got to go down. We go down. It doesn't mean into some dark and depressing valley, but it's the valley nevertheless. It's somewhere else than where we've been. And it's where we need to be. Most of your life will be spent down there, knowing though, living, loving, and leading, knowing that God's got it. He's the proper shade and shelter of the generations before. So here's the deal. You got work to do now. You're celebrated, you're rested, you're refreshed. Tonight, you'll go home having rolled the scroll back and have that new Bereshit, the first Torah portions coming next weekend. You're ready. You got a full tank. You're going to walk out of the sukkah. You came down the mountain, out of the sukkah, through the Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah, into the world, knowing this one thing. One who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will lodge in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. But for now, one more, Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom. Let's stand. Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu ki goyei haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu ki chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malhei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס תולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחתנו. ונאמר, וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו. On that day, the Lord will be one, and his name will be one, and will live forever up on the mountain. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you his peace. B'Shem Yeshua. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yo'er Adonai ponav elecha. Wait, sorry, start over. I need to go down the mountain. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yo'er Adonai ponav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai ponav elecha Ve'asem lecha shalom. Shabbat Shalom, my friends. Enjoy this last and special day. I hope we'll see you tonight for the blowout.